Hi, Year 5. Welcome to Wednesday's shared reading lesson. So I'll just go share my screen. Okay. Was thinking of putting this in present mode, but I am going to be jumping around to the website. So I won't do that for now. Or actually, I might put it in present mode, but then I'll have to take it off present mode to get to the websites. So for shared reading this week, we are learning to explain how persuasive devices are used to convince people to buy things. And this is the bulk of what we're doing today. We're actually going to look at some of those persuasive devices, or even just devices that the website uses to persuade people to buy things. So we've done a number of these already. We will be successful when we can read, watch, and understand the text. We've done that. Identify the purpose of the text and the evidence that supports this purpose. We did that in yesterday's lesson, yesterday's video. And today we're looking at identifying the language features used to convince the audience and explain how the language features help to convince them. So we're going to look at that today. I'll see, oh yeah, it will work. So we've got our text again, just to refresh our memory. We've got the giant picture here, the giant picture of the house with a really nice outlook. It's not showing the smallest, tiniest, most cramped room in the house. It's actually showing the best feature. So this they've determined is the best feature, the nice pool that looks like it's got a light on it. All the lights inside, it's light, it's open, it's spacious. The beautiful deck is a selling point too, so they've got to feature that in their video. And I suspect that this wall that the pool is on as well, that you can see this sandstone wall, is actually a selling point as well. So they've made sure that that it's in the photo and the main photo for the house. It's interesting that they thought the back of the house is going to sell it better than the front of the house. So the first image you see is the back of the house. So if we see here, we've got the number of photos, we've got the expressions of interest and our little information here. We have this huge stamp sign that I will actually speak about when we see our table. And this is the one with the button that says call. So if I click that, it gives me the number if I'm on a computer, or if I was on a smartphone, it would just start ringing it. It then has the property features and the property description. And within the description, they definitely use language features to try and sell this house. And we are going to look more at that too. So let's go back to our slides. So that was from yesterday. This is today. Now this looks like a lot of writing, and I've done a lot of the pre-work so that you don't just see me sitting there typing it. So what it is the text feature is how it's set out, the page layout. So the large picture at the top, the large phone number in a solid box in the middle of the page, and then the property features going down the page. That is actually a device. Okay, the layout and the structure is a device, and its effect. So how does it make the audience feel? And its mood. So its effect is that it draws the viewer's eye. So it makes me see the photo straight away. And also that having that big box in the center of the page makes the viewer, makes it easy for the viewer to contact the real estate agent. So they don't even need to enter a phone number. They just push the button that says call. The property features describe the property and the best photo. So that photo really is front and center. It's what catches your eyes. And it's the first point where people will either say, yes, I like it. No, I don't like it. So we're going to I'm going to move on, or yes, I'm going to keep reading. I'm going to keep looking through the photos. So the best photo and the best viewpoint is chosen. That's why the sandstone wall, that's why the deck's in that photo. That's why you can see into the back of the house. You can see how spacious it is. All of these things are very purposeful choices. The real estate agent has come through and said, this is the best place. Let's take a photo of this from this angle. And how does it convince people to buy the house? So it makes it easier for the viewer to decide whether or not they like the house. So straight away, you look at that photo, wow, that looks nice. Okay, I'm going to keep looking in. It also makes it very easy to make the next steps. I don't have to search for the phone number. I don't need to go digging to work out who's selling the house or what to do. It's right there in a button. So that is all very purposeful. Okay, the next thing we have is the facts and figures about the house. I'm going to go back to opening this out. Now, the facts and figures are these little things here. The 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, 4 car spaces, and that it's on 1,200 a meter square block. These are facts. These are not persuasive devices. They're actually factual. They're information about the house. And it's funny, it's actually used in here to sell the house as well. Because if I'm looking for a house to buy, you've got to remember its target audience is people looking to buy a house, not just anyone, it's not pitching it at children who are looking for houses. It's at adults looking for it. So straight away, if I'm an adult, I know roughly how many rooms I'd like in a house. I'd know how many bathrooms that I need, and I'd like to know the size of the house. So before I even look at anything else, I can take this quick look and say, oh, okay, 4 bedrooms. I need 4 bedrooms. This house is for me. If that said 2 bedrooms, would say, oh, that's too small. It's not for me. Keep looking. They need to be able to catch people's attention very, very quickly, because in this scheme, there's hundreds of houses available and people click, change, and they don't read all the information. So this is standard. No matter what house you look at for buying, you will always see this information. And that's pretty much to weed out those people who don't really want this house. So straight away, if someone might be elderly and looking for a smaller house, they only want a 2 bedroom or a 1 bedroom house. So they'll look at 4 bedrooms and say, no, too big for me, move on. Or they might also say that I want a small garden space. I don't want large gardens. So if I live on a 1,200 square meter house, that's too big. So they'll say no. That's how this is used to help people sell a house. Real estate agents and people selling property only want the people who are interested. They don't want time wasters. So this is a good way to weed out those people who don't necessarily want this house. And let's go back. So these are the facts and figures. So these help the viewer to decide straight away if the house is for them, if it's too big, too small, or not enough bedrooms, etc. That's what I was just talking about. And the pictures make it easy to identify. So as I said, they're standard across every selling point. Every selling house or apartment will have those little icons. So they're known by everyone. And how does it convince people? It makes it easy for the viewer to decide whether or not they want the house based on the size of it, how big it is, how many bedrooms, how many car spaces. Okay, now we look closer into the property description, and there's a lot of descriptive language. So it says immaculate, whisper quiet, and these are the examples. And I'm going to actually show you. This is the evidence in the text. So immaculate, whisper quiet, perfect, gorgeous, lush, and established are describing words. They're adjectives, but they're adjectives that make it positive, sound positive. So I'll go back the same way that I did. So immaculate, meaning stunning, well kept, well looked after, family bedroom home tucked away within a whisper quiet street. not just a quiet street, a whisper quiet street. So now I'm sensing it's using all of my senses. So I know what a whisper is. And if it's whisper quiet, I think of, oh, there mustn't be much traffic around. There mustn't be much noise or background noise. It must be really whisper quiet. There's also gorgeous courtyard, not just an okay courtyard. It's a gorgeous courtyard. We also have the word convenience. If it's convenient, it's handy, it's quick, it's easy. Lush and established gardens. So when I think of lush, I think of green and growing really beautifully, and they're well established. So that means they're easy to care for. If they're not established, they need a lot of work for watering and caring for them to grow. But these ones are easy. So these words have been chosen for a reason. They're chosen for people to say, not only is this a beautiful house with a really lovely garden and background, it's also easy. There's not going to be much work to keep this house going. This is how they sell things to us. Even what we love most. So they're saying there's lots of things that you'll love, but these things are what we love the most. And we've got these beautiful established gardens. So they're pointing out those things that are the best out of everything. Okay. So it makes it easier to visualize, like you're living there. It also makes things easy. So, and these words make the house seem impressive, really attractive to people to want to buy them. People will be more likely to want to buy an immaculate house over a house that's overgrown, dusty, dirty, old, all of those kind of things. Now I've left the next one blank for us to fill in together. So the words like we and you. So we love that the home is set back from the street. The front facade draws you in, and once you set foot in this home, you know you are about to experience something very special. So the use of you and we draws us in, makes it like about us, not about someone else that can't afford this house, not about someone else that's not interested. It's about you. So what they're doing is they're using that language to include you. And then it makes the viewers start to think that, oh, I could live here. This could be my house. So we call this inclusive language. So the inclusive language draws people in. Okay, and the last thing is called modality. So it's here. The high modality words are you will, it's hard to see, you will, you are, very. All of these words are high modality and they're high intensity words. That means that they want you to do something with it. So you will do this, not you might do that. So you might mow the lawn, or you will you will mow the lawn. There's more intensity. So things that if you say you might mow the lawn, it means that it gives it an option that you might not do it. So it's not as necessary. It's not needed as fast. Whereas if you say you will do this, it puts an added pressure to you need to do it, an added necessity. Same as you are. And very. So it's very important. It is really necessary. These are modal words, and they add that level of need to do something quickly. So with high modality words, so you will, you'll need to, very, all of those kind of words are putting a push on people to act quite quickly. And that's what we see in this ad too. It says, where is will? Let's see if I can skim and scan the text to find the word will. Okay. I think we found you will. I've lost it now. Well, even you know that you are about to experience something very special. So that word, you know, it means that you will, not you might find it, you will know. Okay. They are well sized, so they are really, they're good sized. And then we've got, okay. I did just see that there is have a truly enjoyable lifestyle. So it adds that level of intensity. That is modality. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you, Wk5.